हम कर रहे हैं सेकेंड सेशन ऑफ पॉलिनोमियल्स फॉर 9th ग्रेड, जिसके अंदर हम डिस्कस करेंगे व्हाट आर जीरोस ऑफ अ पॉलिनोमियल। ठीक है, तो अगर मैं आपको डिफाइन करूं व्हाट आर द जीरोस ऑफ अ पॉलिनोमियल, तो आई वुड से दैट इट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ द वेरिएबल वेयर द कंप्लीट पॉलिनोमियल इज इक्वल्स टू जीरो। या फिर मैं इसे ऐसे भी कह सकती हूँ, इट इज दैट वैल्यू ऑफ द वेरिएबल in which the complete equation becomes zero or the complete polynomial becomes zero. Understood or not बच्चा? क्लियर? तो जैसे कि यहाँ पर मैं यहाँ यहाँ आपको क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 डिस्कस कर रहे हो अभी, राइट बेटा? तो अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 के अंदर फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ ईच ऑफ द पॉलिनोमियल एज इंडिकेटेड। तो देर आर टू थिंग्स बेटा, one can be when the value of when the value of polynomial में you put the value there, जैसे कि I am making one block here to explain you this, राइट बच्चा? जैसे मैं आपको कह रही हूँ दिस इज p of x equals to x square plus x plus 1. This is a polynomial given in the term x, right? So p of x, I have written one term here. There can be two types of question beta. One is where x ka value is given to you, right beta? So this is, they are asking if x equals to 1. So I'll write, instead of p of x, I'll write p of 1, because now everywhere where x was put, I will put 1. So that will be 1 square plus 1 plus 1. So this is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that is 3. Understood, bache, or not? So p of 1 will be 3. Matlab the value of the polynomial at x is equals to 1 is 3. Understood or not, bache? Clear? So this is like the variable ka value given to you, and you are finding the value of the complete polynomial at that value of the variable. Clear? Okay. Now if I say if x is equals to minus 1, so I'll write p of minus 1 here, bacha. Minus 1 ka square plus minus 1 plus 1, right? Minus 1 ka square is 1, minus 1 plus 1, cancelled 1. So I'll say at x equals to minus 1, the value of the polynomial is positive 1. Understood, bache, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Abhi, let us see this question that is given to us here. P of x is given to you. This is P of x. They are asking you to find the value of the polynomial. This is the value of the polynomial beta, right? So the value of the polynomial at x equals to 1. So what will we do in here? We will substitute the value of x wherever x is written. Clear, no? So this will be 5 x square ki jagah 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 7. So this will be 5 minus 3 plus 1 plus 7. So this is 12 minus 3, और किसी भी तरीके से आप इसे सॉल्व कर सकते थे जैसे आपको करना है. Understood, बच्चा? So this is the value of the complete polynomial beta, not the value of the variable. The value of the variable is known as the zero of the polynomial. Why is it called the zero of the polynomial? Because the value of the variable can be found when the complete polynomial is put equals to 0. As in, when I say that there is a polynomial of x given to you, 5x plus 10, and there are two things, the value of polynomial at some value, and another is value of variable x, which is also known as the zero of the polynomial, right beta? So now what I'll do from here is I will write 5x plus 10, and now I am finding the zero of the polynomial or value of this x here, this x. only value of this x. So how will I do? I will put the complete polynomial equals to 0. This is why this is called as 0 of the polynomial. The complete polynomial is set equals to 0, and this is 5x equals to negative 10 now, and x is negative 10 by 5. So the answer is negative 2. So that means at x equals to minus 2, the value of p of x is 0. Understood or not, beta? Or I can conclude it as minus 2 is the 0 of the polynomial. Understood, bacha, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. Write this down quickly in your notebook. I am giving you 2 minutes writing time. Right, bacha. So this is one important fact that has come here our way. One is, what is the root of a polynomial? 0 or root of a polynomial. So that the same thing I have discussed with you, it is discussed here, x minus 1 equals to 0. That means if you like x minus 1 is what the polynomial. So to find it 0, you have put it equals to 0. You have equated that with 0. You have got the value of x as 1. So what is this? This is the 0 or root of the polynomial, right? So 0 and root, they mean the same. Lekin hold on, what is the difference between the 0 and the root? रूट हमेशा बेटा इक्वेशंस का होता है, जीरो पॉलिनोमियल्स का होता है. देयर यू सेट द पॉलिनोमियल इक्वल्स टू 0, एंड जो रूट्स होते हैं वो इक्वेशन के होते हैं, आंसर्स इक्वेशन के होते हैं. बट आपके लिए, क्योंकि यू आर अ वेरी स्मॉल चाइल्ड, अभी 9th grade इज द न्यू थिंग है, तो रूट एंड जीरो बोथ मीन्स द सेम, दैट वैल्यू ऑफ द वेरिएबल व्हेन इट इज इक्वल्स टू 0. ठीक है? Okay, now here, this fact I've already told you in the previous class, that a constant polynomial, constant means 0 nahi hona chahiye. Out of the all the constant polynomials, it should not be the number 0. So for all the non-constant polynomial has got no zeros at all. उनके कोई solutions नहीं होते, right? जैसे अगर आप 5 है, एक polynomial 5, polynomial constant से बना हुआ 5, अभी can you ever put it equals to 0?
No, ma'am.
क्योंकि पॉलिनोमियल का वैल्यू फाइंड करने के लिए यू आर ऑलवेज पुटिंग इक्वेटिंग इट विद 0, लेकिन इसको तो यू कैन नेवर इक्वेट विद 0, है ना? दिस विल नेवर बी इक्वल टू 0. इसका मतलब देयर इज नो 0 ऑफ अ नॉन जीरो कांस्टेंट पॉलिनोमियल. अंडरस्टूड बच्चा और नॉट? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
if I the next line, every real number is a 0 of a 0 polynomial. So if it is only 0, constant polynomial में से specific case 0 is 0 polynomial. So if it is like this 0, now can you find the 0 of this? So I'll think if it is 0, that means this is x 0 into x to the power 0, 10, 9, 11, 100, कुछ भी हो सकता है ये. मतलब ये x to the power कुछ भी होगा, when it is multiplied by 0, complete answer will be 0, right or not? तो इस x के अंदर every real number fits in to give you the equation equals to 0, right or not? As in यहाँ पर आप 500 वैल्यू पुट करके देखो, 500 to the power 10 into 0 is 0. स्टेटमेंट ट्रू है LHS RHS में. इसका मतलब x is equals to 500 to the power 10 is the solution of this equation, is the root or 0. इसका मतलब every value fitting in x will be the 0 or root of this equation. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Every real number is a 0 of this 0 polynomial. अंडरस्टूड बच्चे और नॉट? क्लियर? ये दो फैक्ट्स याद होने चाहिए, इन पे 1 मार्कर डेफिनेटली एग्जाम में आएगा. ठीक है?
Yes.
ओके. Now next thing that we are learning here is check whether minus 2 and 2 are zeros of the polynomial. So how to check if these two are zeros of this? So 0 matlab you put in the value in this polynomial and you get equals to 0, right or not? है ना? There are two ways to understand the same thing, no beta. That is, when you put the value in the x, the complete value equation or expression should become equals to 0. That can be one way of checking if something is the 0 or not. Or another way is you put that expression equating to 0 and then find the value of x and see then if this is from the list or not. Understood or not? Huh? Clear, no?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके तो अभी हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे इसको चेक करके देखते हैं. दिस इज x plus 2 is the polynomial. I am checking if x equals to 2 is the polynomial, is the zero of the polynomial, zero of the polynomial. तो कैसे करेंगे इसको चेक? देखो, I'll write p of x equals to this. This implies, इसको चीज को अलग से लिखना था. This implies now I am checking p of 2 क्या है, zero है कि नहीं. So p of 2 के लिए I'll write 2 plus 2 बेटा, which is 4. Is it the zero? No. X equals to 2 is not the zero. Understood or not बच्चा? Of the
Yes,
given
ma'am.
polynomial लिखना होता है साथ में, of the given polynomial. Understood or not बच्चा? Next one. Now checking if x minus 2. So I'll write p of x equals to x plus 2. And now I'll try for p of minus 2. So what is that? Minus 2 plus 2 is 0. Hence, x equals to minus 2 is the 0 of the given polynomial. Understood beta ji or not?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. Find the 0 of this polynomial. How to find the 0 of a polynomial? Setting it equals to 0 से, है ना, equating it with 0. So p of x is equals to 2x plus 1. So now what I'll do here, I'll write this. देखो, I am not in x, I am not putting the 0, I am putting p of x complete thing equals to 0. I am not putting x की जगह पे 0 बेटा. Understood the difference or not? This is equating the polynomial with the 0, means 2x plus 1 equals to 0. So this will be 2x equals to minus 1 and that will be x is equals to minus 1 by 2. Right or not? So concluding line will be x equals to minus 1 by 2 is the 0 of the given polynomial. Clear bacha or not?
Yes, ma'am.
That means there are two things that we have discussed. One is when we are replacing that variable with some value of the variable and checking what value comes of that polynomial then. Another is finding the 0, means putting the complete polynomial equals to 0. Understood no? अच्छे से? Okay. Moving ahead. This is checking if this is the 0 or not. We have already discussed that. So now we can answer the questions that are there in exercise 2.2. So find the value of the polynomial, complete polynomial ka value you are finding if x is equals to 0. So that means this is not finding the 0 beta. Anaka, did you get this or not?
Yes, ma'am.
This is not finding the 0 of the polynomial. This is finding the value of the polynomial. There are two different things, finding the value of the polynomial and finding the 0 of the polynomial. Clear or not? Value of the polynomial means whatever value of the variable is given to you, you are putting that in the polynomial and solving to get the value of the complete polynomial. And finding the 0 means you are putting that complete polynomial equals to 0 to find the value of that variable. Understood or not, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we are finding the value of the polynomial. This, so first of all, I'll write that this is a polynomial of x. px minus 4x square plus 3. First of all, beta, this is not written in its standard form, so it's good to always write things in its standard form. So that will be minus 4x, although answer won't change here, but this is a good habit that they should always be arranged in decreasing order of their powers. Okay. Now p of x is given to us, this thing. Now they are asking you to find p of 0. This is not polynomial ka 0. This is polynomial of 0. Sorry. So these things, they'll vanish, and 3. So I'll write the value of the polynomial. This is not 0. Value of polynomial at x is equals to 0 is 3. Answer. Understood, bacha, or not?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Okay. Likewise, will you be able to do these two? Simply
Yes,
with this 0, sometimes you'll replace minus 1 everyone where you'll put minus 1, then in the next step you'll do with 2. है
yes,
ना?
ma'am.
Simple, no? Okay. Now next is, देखो ध्यान से इसको कैसे रीड करोगे. This is p of 0, p of 1, p of 2 of for each of the following polynomials you have to find. So that means wherever y is written, a polynomial of y is given to you. Wherever y is written, you will replace that with the given values. I'll solve one complete part for you, rest all you will do. So I'll write p of y given to me is y square minus y plus 1. Here I am finding p of 0, here I'll be finding p of 1, and here I'll be finding p of 2. Right, bacha? So for p of 0, I am everywhere where y is written, I'll put zeros, 0 square minus 0 plus 1. So answer is 1. For polynomial of 1, I'll write everywhere where y is written, I'll write 1. So that is 1 ka square minus 1 plus 1. So this got cancelled, answer is 1. For polynomial of 2, wherever y is written, I'll write 2. So that this will be 2 square minus 2 plus 1. So this is 4 minus 2 plus 1. So that is 3. So what are these? These are the values of polynomial at 0, 1 and 2 respectively. Clear, bacha? है ना? So
Yes,
that means one part of this question is in fact 3 different parts. Right? So how many parts are there in all? 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. So 9 parts you have to do as your homework now.
okay.
Okay? Clear? Okay. Moving to the next question now. Verify whether the following zeros of the polynomial indicated against them. So what are we doing here? We are now verifying if the value written ahead of it is the 0 of that polynomial. Okay. So I'll write first of all the polynomial of x here is 3x plus 1. And now if I want to check if this is the 0, I will put it into this, and this should be 0, right or not? है ना? Or Anaga, there is another way is that you find it and check whether this is the answer or not. Right or not, bacha? है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
So there can be any method used here. If you put the value, I'll solve it here. I am putting instead of p of x, I am putting p of negative 1 by 3. So this is 3 times negative 1 by 3 plus 1. So this is 3 se 3 got cancelled, minus 1 plus 1. So answer 0. Right? That means yes. X equals to minus 1 by 3 is the 0. Another thing what we can do from here is, this is the thing. Now put the complete thing equals to 0. That means this is 3x plus 1 equals to 0 beta, and x will be negative 1 by 3. So yes, understood or not, bacha?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
This is like, this concept should be clear in mind that the value of x which leads the complete polynomial to 0, which makes the complete polynomial to 0, that is its 0. So either you put that value and check if it is leading to 0 or not, or you yourself equate it with 0 and find the 0. Both can be the approaches here. Understood, Pacha?
Yes,
Okay. Now, I'm solving this part for you, seventh one for you now. There's some noise coming. Is it coming from your background, beta, or is it from my side?
ma'am सिर्फ फैन चल रहा है.
Right. Okay. So now I am solving seventh part for you here. Which approach do you want me to follow? Like, should I put in the values there?
हाँ equate कर.
Tell what I am doing. I'm putting the values. You said
Okay.
equating it with 0.
Yes,
Which
ma'am.
approach you said?
I'm equating it with 0.
Okay, okay. So इसके लिए तो equating it with 0 के लिए first of all we'll write that I am putting the complete thing equals to 0. And then I'll write 3x square minus 1 equals to 0. So it will be 3x square equals to positive 1 and x square is equals to 1 by 3. And then it will be x square is equals to 1 by 3 under the root, which can be written as 1 by under the root. Right or not? The square is gone when you have changed that under the root. Lekin one thing we need to keep it in mind is that this is 1 by root 3 that we are getting. Are we getting these two things here?
No, ma'am.
Nope. So iska matlab these are not the zeros. Understood, bacha? But I'll solve it the other way also. Like whatever way suits you more, usko follow kar sakte ho. So this is, now I am putting p of minus 1 by root 3. So 3 times minus 1 by root 3 square minus 1. So that is 3 into minus का square positive हो जाएगा, 1 का square 1 हो जाएगा, and root 3 का square 3 हो जाएगा बेटा. Right or not? है ना? So minus 1. So now 1 minus 1 is 0. So this way is why we are getting this as a 0. अभी बात करते हैं. Okay. Now next is polynomial of 2 by 3. I am checking 2 by root 3. So that will be 3 times 2 by root 3 square minus 1. So that will be 3 into 2 square is 4. Root 3 is 3 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is not the 0. But why is this the 0? In previous part, we didn't get this. So for that, let me explain you one thing here, beta. See, 2 square is
4.
what is negative 2 ka square, beta?
4.
Okay, if I ask you from here that when I transpose this square to the other side, that becomes 2 is equals to root 4. Is this fact correct?
Yes, ma'am.
If I transpose the other root, the square to the other side and make it square root, so minus 2 is equals to root 4. Is this fact clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that means whenever you get roots, the answer can be positive and negative equally. Because squaring of a positive number also is the same thing, squaring of a negative number is also the same thing. Understood or not? So I'll take you
Yes.
to the previous screen where I got that as my answer. I'll have to move a little backwards, like clearing each and every step, so that I can show you from there that when I wrote x equals to 1 by root 3, that time negative 1 by 3 was equally good. Why? Because this square when transposed to the other side that become root, no, so the value can be negative as well. Understood or not, Bacha?
Yes, ma'am.
So this can be the 0, the other one is not. Okay, clear or not? But लेकिन जब भी दो cases आएंगे ना बेटा, finding the 0 won't work for you अभी, है ना? तो इसीलिए what you'll do, whenever they ask you like two given values and they ask you to verify if that is the 0 or not, so what will you do now? You will put the values in the x thing there, and you will find out if the answer is coming out to be 0, then you will conclude yes, it is the 0 of that polynomial. Clear, Vacha, or not? Is there any background
Yes.
noise coming from my side?
Yes, ma'am. थोड़ा आ रहा है.
आ रहा है? Okay. Now question number 4 is about finding the zeros. Now this you have to find zeros. That means you have to put the polynomial equals to 0. So p of x equals to x plus 5 mein na, when you are putting that equals to 0, it is important to write it like this. That this complete polynomial ka value you are putting equals to 0. And then in the next part you can solve it like you have been solving it since years. X plus 5 equals to 0. So x is minus 5. And concluding statement is a must here that minus 5 is the 0 of the given polynomial. Right, Anaga?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which part from here is looking tough for you?
Ma'am, 7th.
Without fail, since years, everyone says 7th. हर साल बच्चों को वही टफ लगता है, और वो कितना इजी क्वेश्चन है देखो. They have given you p of x is equals to cx plus d, right? For finding the 0 of the polynomial, I am putting the polynomial equating it with 0. So that means cx plus d is equals to 0 here beta. देखो, x is the variable because this is polynomial of x, and c and d are any numbers only, any real numbers only, no? So let's transpose them and get it. Minus d, ये transpose हुआ, and x is equal to minus d by c. So that means any value can be put here. Understood or not, bacha? And here
Yes.
out of c, x and d, only x is the variable, c and d they are any real numbers, they have told you already. Easy, no? Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I am pause recording here. In fact, stop recording here, and you complete this exercise because tomorrow we are not going to have our class. So complete this exercise as your classwork and homework and submit it to me. ठीक है? Those who are watching the video, उनके लिए ये जो solutions हैं उसको screenshot लेकर group में any one screenshot you can share. ठीक है? That is their hidden homework now.